So good evening, committee members. It is 5:35 on the 21st of March, 2024. I guess the first action, since we do not have a chair with the resignation of Stacy Stearns, is to select from among the three people here who should be chair.
Is
Boy,
that all
nominate
select? There's three of us?
Say
Sorry?
again.
How many members? We have more than three members though, right? All together?
You do have more than three members in total, yes. But we are currently down to 6 people currently on the committee. So we can.
I nominate Melanie for the chair tonight. She has her cat with him, that'll help.
Okay, I'm gonna show my inexperience here. I have no idea what the chair does or how I would act in that role.
we
So
go.
I might not be the best fit.
It's really quite simple. You look at the agenda, and then once it seems like people are done discussing, we just say, right, let's move to the next item, ? And just kind of let it go. On
Okay.
bodies that make a lot more decisions, or there's a lot more debate, the chair is much more involved.
Okay.
But if you're willing to step into that role, you can accept the nomination, and then we'll just check with Ray, the only other person here today.
Cool.
So if that's good, meeting's called to order. So Furcano Wolandesh, present, with Desh serving as acting chair. So we have the minutes that were taken for the previous meeting for Furcano Wolandesh Kiefner present. So we no longer have, yes. If anyone cares to make a motion to approve
What was the date
those,
of that meeting?
that was February 20th, 2024.
And I move that we accept the minutes of the meeting on February 7th,
20th.
20th,
Here,
2024, as written.
Let me just share this so we have the screen there.
Oh,
Have the minutes here if anyone has any comments or revisions.
I wrote those minutes, so it looks good to me.
Okay. So sounds unanimous in terms of their approval, no rejections. Great.
Okay. Thank you. Now we can move to the opportunity for public comment.
I don't see any members of the public here today, Madam Chair.
All right, then we'll move right on. For old business, Farmers Forum prep.
So yeah, our Farmers Forum is in 1 week. So on the 28th at 6:30 in Lennard Hall, 450 South Eagleville. And as you've seen, I've been sending out emails. At our previous meeting, we had agreed to try to get that time and location. We had spoken about the invite list, and we sent that out. Everybody talked about if there were people missing. We sent out that invite a couple weeks back, and then we sent out another one today, or yesterday. I think we sent the reminder again. We're circulating that to all of our Taste of Mansfield partners as well this coming week. We've had intermittently around 7 people have RSVP'd right now. I know that Greg Haddad, our state rep for Mansfield, will be there. It's on his calendar. His office has noted that to me today. So that's good. I don't know if State Senator May Flexer is going to be there, but so we're going to have some folks who may be able to tell us some stuff about what's going on Capitol Hill, about anything pertinent to farming. We reached out and got Mariah Popoleski Tilley to agree to do some catering. So gonna make with some local ingredients a soup for our a soup, and then some salsa and chips for some light fare. We're looking into speaking to Hillendale Road Farm about getting some baked goods as well. And that'll just give a nice little spread of light fare that will be variably warm and cool for people. I have not been able to get in touch with Stacy about whether or not we will have representation from the Stearns farm there, and if she'll be able to attend and bring chocolate milk like she has in previous years. But so we'll have some light fare. We've got a bunch of people who are registered to come already, and that's kind of my update. In terms of, have you folks heard from anybody person to person that they'll be coming to the event? Anybody that may be able to come along with you if you're able to come?
I have
I'm a
not.
little surprised that that you have not heard from more. That I recall the last farm forum that I attended, which may have been the one before last, that was in the Leonard Hall, and it was very well attended, all the way from numerous farm to table kind of markets and legislators and others. And so it may be that some people squeak in around the corners and have not responded or don't respond, or when, if the publicity has gone out broadly, I guess there's town publicity going out, I suppose.
I've been sending it to all the farms that we have emails for, as well as various mailing groups, Economic Development Committee, Town Council, Town Manager, reaching out to some of the harder to reach people.
Well, I hope we'll fill the tables.
Yeah. I think we will. I think we will. But yeah.
Did you send it to the Taste of Mansfield folks, Mike, or
I have
you-
not sent it. Margaret is sending it to the Taste of Mansfield folks
Okay.
this week. If not tomorrow, she's sending out as a Monday thing. We've been circulating that mostly targeted because the Farmers Forum is not exactly it's a semi-public event in that we don't necessarily want random folks who have nothing to do with agriculture coming in large numbers. We're kind of trying to hit a targeted audience. So our distribution methods we're trying to be a little more direct as opposed to putting it on the town website, in the town newsletter, because it's really a discussion between specialists. But we are gonna we've spoken with several folks with Taste of Mansfield, and that's gonna be sent out as well. So that's good. And then
I did talk to Dorothy from Mansfield Farms to Families. I'm not sure if she was one of the RSVPs, but she told me that she was planning on coming.
that's good.
And I work with Jiff Martin, so I did invite her to the event and she put it on her calendar. She's been pretty busy, but she said she would try to come by.
That's really good. And I haven't heard back from Jiff Martin at the Yukon Extension, but I know, I believe that she is in town, so I'm going to reach out to her again to see if Jiff may be able to come from Yukon Ag Extension or someone else from the Ag Extension to make sure that we have them there, because I think they're a really important voice.
Michael, that's who I was just talking about. So I work with Jiff, so I work at Yukon Extension. So I asked her to come and she has it on her calendar.
I'm sorry. I thought you said Dorothy Del Valle.
Dorothy was first. So I spoke to both Dorothy and Jiff. And
that's great.
Fingers crossed both of them
Fantastic.
should be coming.
That's great. All right.
Just to clarify.
That's what happens when my brain just cuts out for 20 seconds there. So
To all of us.
that's good.
Cool.
So I think it's going to be really productive. And I'm hopeful that we'll be able to get a bunch of good discussions. I know one of the new farmers in town, Mike Bergeron, who has closed on his house and is getting ready to start farming Crane Hill Field. He's gonna be there because he really wants to continue cultivating that relationship with the ag committee. And yeah, that's all I have. I don't know if there's anything else people wanted to talk about with this. If there's anything else that we think
We don't have a keynote speaker per se then, it's more just gonna be kind of a.
yeah, no keynote, unless one of you fine folks wants to become our keynote speaker in the next week. We don't have a keynote. It's more of a casual thing to talk about.
I don't have a problem I can be the I don't mind moderating it if you want to do that.
Sure.
Kind of get discussion going and that kind of stuff. I can do that.
Sure.
Oh,
I will
great.
put I'm going to put together based on the topics that people have put on the RSVP list.
Mhm.
I will put together that list on Monday and send it out to the committee. So we all have some of the concerns that people had, and then maybe we can brainstorm over the course of that week. If there's any topics we think of, just put it in a Google Doc and then go from there.
I was gonna do accomplishments of Taste of Mansfield, just as a side thing too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a kind of a brief, quickie thing.
I do have a topic I'd like to discuss there, kind of from a personal end. I'm having some zoning issues right now with high tunnels and insets from property borders. So if
We're always happy to talk zoning.
great.
We're always happy to talk zoning.
Awesome. I know we don't have any wording in the code at this point for structures like high tunnels or I don't know. I was even thinking there's different ways that towns do it sometimes to allow for certain agricultural structures. So I did think that that's somewhere that the agricultural committee might be able to weigh in.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's I having been in the office and heard of these discussions, though not being deeply involved in them. The question of you know, what does right to farm, which we have ordinance about right to farm, what does that grant versus how does zoning still restrict you, and what does that do, and what kind of setback reductions are available? That's all stuff I can provide information on.
Nice. Thanks.
Absolutely.
I sit on the board of trustees for Joshua's Trust. And I'm just looking, dawning on me to, and Chris Kusnier is also on the board. It's just dawning on me that there obviously is a tie between the forests of our area and farms of our area, because quite often farmers have forest land too. If I had the agenda, let's see, I'm looking at the new business and the Farmers Forum coordination. Will you be preparing an agenda that I could entice the board and others to consider attending?
Yes, I can prepare an agenda for our night.
Sort of it may not be a blah, blah, blah agenda as much as it is a information sheet with the details.
Yes, I will do that. I will put that together.
That would be helpful. And I would send that not only to the staff, but also the board of trustees of the trust. It's a good tie.
So
they have a information person whose job is to keep those who are supporters of Joshua's Trust, keep them informed of what's going on. And of course, many of them have a cat. Many of them are farmers as well as forest managers.
absolutely. That together first thing on Monday.
Okay.
That's right.
I'll share
And
that
then last
beyond.
time we talked about inviting members from the co-op, I believe. Did we end up sending an invite to anyone there?
Yeah, I sent that address. I made
We
contact.
did.
I made contact with the co-op and told them what we were doing. I needed a contact person and they gave me stuff.
Awesome.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Thanks.
They were very happy that we asked them. Yeah, I added a bunch of addresses to that. Let it spread it out.
Okay, are there any more thoughts on the Farmers Forum? Anything else we need to address before next week?
What are we
Who
gonna
is
do for setup?
planning? What?
What's, as far as setting it up, Mike, what's the plan on that?
So I'm gonna go ahead of time. We'll make sure we have staff there for setup breakdown. Food's gonna be brought over to town hall earlier in the day. I'm gonna schlep all that over in the back of my car. I will be going probably 45 minutes ahead of time, so 5:45 in order to get things set.
So I'll join you at that time then.
Okay, fantastic.
And it is March 28th, right?
March 28th. Yep, this coming
Yep.
Thursday, 6:30
6:30
p.m.
PM. Okay. Good.
And I'm sorry, Mike, what time did you say you were planning to get there? Was that
I'm
5:45?
gonna try to get there at 5:45. Yes.
I can try to come a little earlier too, but I wanted to make sure I have that information. Okay, well, if there's no other news for the Farmers Forum, we can move on to our new business. And the first item is the nomination of a new chair.
Yes. So we don't actually have a true majority today, so we're not going to be able to nominate the new chair, but it is something we'll need to think about is Stacy has resigned. And so we do not have a chair. We actually also don't have a vice chair. So we have neither a chair nor a vice chair. So we'll have to think about who wants to take up those responsibilities of running the meeting going forward and calling for votes where such things are required. So
How
think
many
about it.
people are potential for this committee?
7
We have 7
total
members?
Yep. So we have
And-
one vacancy
And we are
right now.
3 members today,
Yes.
and we have Chris.
Yep.
That's 4. Who are the other 3? Oh, they're listed there.
Dorfer and Tyndall, as well
Okay.
as alternate Eitland. Alex will move up to be a full member if he wants it.
All right.
And then we will have 2 vacancies for our alternates.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's what I was thinking. Maybe DJ Shooks could be an alternate,
Mm-hmm.
potentially, but
That could definitely work if he's willing.
yeah, depends.
Yeah, those who are have farms like Diane and what is Tyndall's first name?
Melissa.
Melissa. And the Eitland guy, that would really be helpful, I would think. Us city slickers need some little farm dirt under our fingernails.
Yes. Good to have our actual farmers at our meetings. That's why I'm so appreciative when Melanie's here. As someone who's not a farmer.
Maybe we should take it on ourselves to as we see those folks to just make a comment. Sure missed you on the Ag Committee meeting the other day.
Yeah. I mean, you know, farmers are some of the busiest people
Well, they are.
in this
They're-
world.
yeah.
Finding a time that works
Fully
for a group of them
understood.
is hard.
Yeah. Maybe it would be worth revisiting with all committee members, though, what day and time would be best for meeting. Maybe we could get Diane, Melissa, or Alex to join a little bit more frequently. I do notice on my end, it's very helpful when people send like calendar invites when we're scheduling these meetings, just so you can accept yes, and then it shows up in your calendar. I don't know if that would be helpful for them as well, just to remember when they're going on, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
or more reminders. I mean, you sent out a reminder two days ago, I think, so we should have seen it, but I don't know if it's conflicting with something that they have scheduled at this time.
Yeah, I can send out more reminders about our meetings about a week ahead of time. I can send a calendar invite. That's probably a good idea. I should start doing that. But
Well, I'm sure farmers are busy. It's, Melanie, for sure, and sometimes it's hard to juggle everything, but
Yeah.
on the other hand, to make this a valuable and worthwhile committee, we need a broader input, I would think. It would be helpful.
Yeah, I think so. I especially this time of year is very, very busy on farms right now. So I do understand. It's kind of difficult to commit to these things and then throughout the growing season. But yeah, any way we can improve that would be.
come May, we'll try to get everybody here. It would be incredible if we could get everybody or just short of everybody here for May, and then have our chair and vice chair have a good collection of farmers and other agriculturally inclined people on them.
Can we do the chair and vice chair like through the mail, email, that kind of stuff, just to?
We have to do it in a meeting, unfortunately. It has to be a public record. So although you can speak to people, much of which is you can't put together everybody in a room without noticing it, because then it's an unscheduled meeting.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, that's that freedom of information.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, like if you all happen to bump into each other at the farmer's market, it's fine. It's great that you would then all be at the farmer's market, but you can't talk business, because if you talk business while you're all together, then it's an unscheduled meeting, and people could say that you were trying to conduct business without people knowing about it, and that you're obscuring the public process.
And we don't want to do.
And we try not to do that. So anyway,
I'm just worried this could drift for a long time if we don't get a quorum, because we're gonna be, next meeting is in May, right? So we're already gonna be into the farm season.
yeah.
We'll do what we can do. I don't know if anybody's interested in being the chair.
Okay. Then moving on from the nomination of the new chair, we have commendation of Stacy Stearns.
So yes, so this is something that we would generally like to do come our May meeting. We'd like to be able to issue a commendation for Stacy for 9 years of service on the Ag Committee, for being such an important member of the group, for the work she does both at UConn, her volunteering, her being a part of the broader Stearns family, and being that kind of bridge in many ways between the town and Mountain Dairy, which is such an important institution. And so I've been working on drafting a commendation. And so if that has general support from the committee, I'll bring it in May, and we can issue it at that time. That'll be a formal commendation.
I think that's a very good idea.
Yeah, I agree.
Would it
She
come
brings
from
a
us, or
lot
would
to
it
the
come
table.
from, you want it to come from higher up, or you want it to come from us?
I mean, I believe that it should come from us and be co-endorsed from the town council. The town council should endorse it, but I believe that the people on the Ag Committee should have their names on it to show our
Oh,
appreciation.
we'll rewrite it.
Yeah. So great.
Great.
And I
Great
told you
idea.
I'm gonna nominate her for the champion award.
I think that's also
a champion award on the Taste of Mansfield.
a great thing.
Okay, and then we have item number 6, reports from members. Does anyone have any reports they would like to share?
I'm the liaison for Taste of Mansfield. And I'm trying to think if there's anything really big going on. Nothing right away, Mike, right?
No, nothing super pressing.
If there is, I'll send something back. I should have been more prepared. We just met the other day.
Okay, if that is all, then item number 7 is communications.
We have nothing further to speak about with regards to communications.
Okay,
Great. Item number 8, future meetings.
I don't know that there's anything to discuss. If we want to have a special meeting in April, we could, but I don't have anything on the agenda at the moment.
I think there's a need for a special meeting at the moment on my
Yeah.
end.
I can't think of anything.
So our next meeting is scheduled then for the 3rd Thursday in May. Is that correct?
Right.
Yes.
It's May 17th. Okay.
okay.
Perfect.
You got a knock?
Sorry, give me one moment while I write this down and then, okay, so next we can move on to adjournment. Would anyone like to motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I second.
Okay,
I think we're in agreement.
the meeting is adjourned at 6:01 PM.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
We are all set.
Okay.
Stopping sharing.